Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nez Porter. Got a bad hot water heater here. Customer said it's bad. I asked him what was wrong with it. He said warranty on it, so he just wants to change it out. So we're gonna just take it out. See if I can get a good view of how we're gonna do this. But first things first, let's start down here and shut off the gas. I'm trying to do this with this thing kind of not stable, but yeah, we're gonna cut that bad boy off and go from there. First things first, just whenever you see it going with the pipe, that means it's on. It's a quarter turn valve. When it's across the pipe, it's off. Simple enough. Might as well loosen up this union while we're down here. Get a little snug and turn it right off. There we go. Let's take off the union. Now we know we're disconnected on that side anyway. Loose. Alright. See what else we got. Let's take a look at the top and see what's going on up there. Let's take a ride to the top and see what's up here. Got a lot of good stuff up here. What are we going to attack first here? How about we attack that flute, that exhaust right there. We'll just take that out. Yeah, move that out the way. Give us more space to work with. We got a screw up in here. I guess we can take that screw out. It seems like it's only one screw in there. Can't hurt to take out that one screw, I guess. I didn't install this, so I don't know who put this up here, but I'm just gonna take it off. I'm just here to replace the tank. The screw might give it a little. Might give a little problem taking out, huh? What kind of screw they put in there? Probably stripped the head. Well, if it don't come off this way, there's always other ways to get it off. Let's give it a little friendly persuasion. I'm not too sure what kind of screw that is. Alright, so we got that disconnected. Let's take that off. Less things to worry about once you get it out the way. Second of all, the water's already off. I'm probably gonna solder that, desolder that. Probably put a torch on it. Loosen this one up. Loosen that one up. Yeah, why not do that? See how easy. Let's see how easy this comes off. Get all that dust out of there. Don't want nothing to get in the way. Nothing to get in your way. I'll have to get the dust off this side too. So you get all that off of there. Make sure you got an open space, nothing in the way. Valves off. we're gonna hit this up with some solder or some heat, and hopefully it disconnects. We'll see. Get it from a different angle. There we go. A little friendly persuasion, but it's off. A little water in the pipe too, that doesn't help. A little water in the pipe does not help. Not at all. Alright, got one off. Gonna get the other one off. Try to get it from, I think I'm gonna go right here, this joint. That joint looks like it's, yeah, I get it from that joint there. Yeah, why not? Let's try it. Tough angle to really pull it, but could be water in that pipe too. I might have to drain that down. Could be some water in that pipe. Let's drain that down a little bit because there could be water sitting in there, keeping that from heating up. Let me drain some of that water out and see what happens. Some water in that pipe. Usually it's not that hard to get off. So we got it off though. Now yeah, I think the guy told me he drained the tank, but he didn't. Now just take off these connectors, or these fittings we should call them. Usually I have a bigger wrench, but this channel lock here usually does pretty good. It's gonna have a little pressure behind it when you turn it. Get a good grip and give it a good turn. Make sure you don't touch it because it's hot. You burn your hands. Just give it a turn and let it cool off naturally. Don't shock it. Just let it cool off naturally. There's no need to rush. Like once it comes off, put it to the side. Let it cool off. And you can prep it. Whatever you don't touch it unless you have to touch it. If you do touch it, use a rag or use some gloves because you will burn yourself. 100% guaranteed. 100% guaranteed you will burn yourself. Alright, so this bad boy is off. Put it over here for now. I'll have to take the other one off because we're going to reuse the same fittings over. Yeah, same fittings are going to be used over. See if I can get this one off. If not, I'll be taking a run to Home Depot. Here we go. Little strength. Don't go too crazy with it. Just, you know, don't overturn it. Don't over tighten it. Just gotta kind of gorilla it a little bit, but not too much. Sometimes you gotta know when to put strength and when not to put strength. You know, a little goes a long way. All right. Most important thing is you gotta clean these fittings before you reuse them. That's all. Clean them up. Well, just clean them up real good, flex them, and go from there. Inspect them, make sure there's no debris inside there. That looks pretty good. All right. So basically the whole top is disconnected. Now, so I take you guys down to the side over here. This probably be my third hot water heater putting in today. I got another one to do after this one. Don't know if they all go at the same time or what the heck happens, but when they say when it rains it pours. And let's see what we got here. We're gonna take off that that tube right there. TP, temperature pressure valve. That's what they call it. Temperature pressure TPV. Just gonna turn it off. Just that little piece. And it has to be extended. I remember I extended this one down before because it was too short. Section 8, they want them all the way down to the bottom. So I remember I extended that one before for this guy. Yeah, take this off. And once you take this off, it's pretty much disconnected. I gotta take off the what you call the gas valve connections at the bottom down here. Let me show you how those look. Sometimes you can turn it off all in one unit, or sometimes you gotta separate it. So let's see what we got. I was gonna have my assistant with me today, but he's doing something else. So if I don't have my assistant, I gotta do it all by myself. And usually I have the assistant do all this stuff, and I just supervise. But today, I gotta do it. Today I gotta do it. Okay. Phone's gonna be ringing any minute telling me, hey, where you at? They're gonna do my hot water heater. I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm tied up. Doing something else. See if this makes the full spin. Yep, it makes the full spin. It makes it a lot easier. Sometimes it's too close to the tank and you gotta take off it in sections, but this is perfect. I like it. I'm feeling happy already. Makes my day a little bit easier. When you install these the right way, you know, by code you gotta have this little piece at the bottom here. That's to catch all the debris and stuff from the sediments from the gas line. Every time air pressure pushes the gas through, there's a little sediment, so the sediment is supposed to drop to the bottom rather than go inside the valve. A lot of people don't do that. It's a dead giveaway. You didn't do it the right way. Alright, so right now at this point, this tank is totally disconnected. All I gotta do is just muscle it out of there. Let me bring this up so you can see the tank. I'm just gonna pull it out of there. Get it the heck out of there. This is no good. He's gonna take it back to the store and get his warranty back. He said he didn't want to try to fix it because he said it was I think he said closer to 6 years of warranty. So he said he'd rather get a new one than try to fix this one. I didn't bother to ask what was wrong with it. He said it was leaking at the top somewhere. But he's going to be responsible for taking it to the store. My job is just to change it out. Yeah, he told me he drained the tank. He didn't drain that tank. If he drained that tank, it wouldn't be that heavy to move. No way. Alright, here comes the new one. That's how easy that one is to put in. Now, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna line this all up. I'm gonna kind of reverse the process. So let me lower this down. I'm gonna put the gas pipeline back on. Gonna clear off this thing in a second. I gotta line this tank up. The most important thing is you want this tank lined up before you do anything. If it's not lined up, if you put water in it, you're in trouble. So let me grab what I need over here for a second. Hopefully I brought it with me. I got everything in this bag, so it has to be here. Here we go. I always try to bring all the stuff. Somebody told me this was not for gas, but after reading this whole thing, I couldn't find nothing on it that says it wasn't for gas. And I think they say it is for gas on it, low pressure gas. I haven't heard any complaints about it, so I do have the yellow stuff too, but I use this for plumbing, and I'm gonna read up on it again. I haven't found nothing. Maybe my viewers know. Can you use this on gas pipe? Somebody knows the answer for that. I think you can. I'm not 100% sure, but I've seen other people do it. And just because they do it don't mean it's right, but I've been trying to find anything that says you can't, and I couldn't find anything that says you can't use it. But maybe I didn't read deep enough, you know. So always room to learn. So we got this. You can either put Teflon on this, or you can put pipe thread sealer. I use thread sealer. Some people do both. You don't have to do both. It's not that serious. Like once you seal it, gas is not going to escape out of there. Once you it's a tapered fitting, so that the tighter you turn it, the tighter it gets inside. It's kind of like a comb. So it goes in tighter and tighter as you turn it. So you don't have to, you know, go crazy with it. None of that crazy stuff. Matter of fact, if I do one more turn, this probably will solve the issue right there. That's tight. That's tight enough right there. You don't want to turn it too tight where you crack your. Hey, let me put my knee next to it just in case I break the valve. Matter of fact, that's too tight. I'm gonna break the valve if I go any tighter. No, you don't want to do it. You will break the valve. Keep it right there. Because if you turn this thing too tight and you don't have a wrench on the other side of this, you will crack this whole gas valve, and then you'll be buying a new one. So there's no gas gonna come through there as long as you put the sealant in the way. We can always test it once we get it in there anyway. Worst case scenario, it starts leaking. You just connect it, wrap it with some Teflon, and then throw it back on. But 9 times out of 10, it won't be leaking at all. Now I'm gonna try to put this as close to the gas valve as possible. I think that's where it was right there, because I came off a little incline and pushed it back. So that's about right there. Now, might have to go back a little bit more. Based off of this valve up on the top. Oh, I guess that's gonna be where it's gonna be. Let me see how the flute lines up too, because if this flute doesn't line up, I'm thinking this has got to be perfect. I just wanna let me put the camera up there so you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't work with a camera that often, but let's put the camera up there so the viewers can see what I'm doing. Right about there. Now, the whole thing behind this is you want this to line up with that. And that's probably going to line up with it once I get that in there. That's perfectly going to be like that. And this one is going to be, maybe I have to push this one in a little bit just to get it kind of cockeyed. Always got to dry fit it before you do the final. I can't put the gas line together until I get this together. I gotta see if I can get this closer. Whoever put this in here had this hyperextended. You don't want to hyperextend your pipes like that if you can help it. Just want to keep all the things. I think I gotta turn this just a tad bit. How's that look? There's something behind it, so I can't go straight back. I guess I'm gonna have to work with this. Yeah, I guess I could work with that. Okay, I guess I could work with that. I'm gonna put Teflon tape on the bottom of these threads, because Teflon tape is going to give you probably a better seal for those. I'm going to have to tell him he needs to change his carbon monoxide smoke detector, because all the time I've been down here, I've been hearing it beeping, and that's not safe either. You know, it sounds like you got two of them going off. It's not just one. It sounds like there's two of them. If you guys can hear that beep in the background, they're kind of random beeps, but it sounds like there's two of them going off rather than one. And everybody should change or check their smoke detector batteries at least once a year. Yeah, that's two of them. He got two going on. Double beeps. I do this stuff for a living. Now the Teflon tape, always wrap it clockwise. So when you turn it on, it goes the same way you're wrapping it. So you take it and you wrap it clockwise. Always wrap the Teflon tape clockwise. Always. If you don't wrap it clockwise, it may back off on you. And you don't need a whole lot, maybe 2 or 3 turns will tighten this bad boy right up. Mostly at the top, at the tapered edge. And then bring it down like that. That's all you need, right there. And that's about it. Don't need to go crazy with the Teflon tape. You know, a couple of turns. I say no more than 4. 4 is kind of like enough. You know, you don't need more than 4. You wrap it more than 4 times, you're trying to seal something that's a major problem. Always clockwise. If you don't do it clockwise, you have a potential of taking it back off the threads. And I'm also doing this video because there was somebody I was supposed to be showing them how to do this, and they couldn't make it today. One of my assistants. He never did a hot water heater, so I told him I'll do the video so he can view it later. And that's not too bad. You know, now you got your threads all protected. Next thing to do, we'll tighten these bad boys down. Now this one here, you can tighten as much as you want because there's no particular angle you have to stop at. The most important thing is just make sure you don't cross thread it. Go all the way down as far as you can go. No cross threading. Once you cross thread it, and copper is a kind of a softer metal, you're only going to damage the fitting, and you're going to have to buy a new one. It looks like that's a 3/4 to 1/2 inch nipple or adapter, but I don't plan to have to buy a new one, so that's why I'm going to take my time and do it the right way. Tighten this up snug. You want it, if you snug this up, water's not going to make it through there. You leave it too loose, the water will have a chance to get through there. So you got to kind of know the feel, what you're feeling for. Maybe one more snug and we're good over here. Because we're not trying to, let me see. Yeah, that's tight enough right there. You don't need to go too much tighter than that. Got my little pipe cleaner. I'm going to clean this out real good while I'm here. Just want to clean out anything loose that could be in there. Just want to clean that out pretty good. Don't have to do too much. Just got to make sure you clean it out decent. Might as well do this one too, just a little bit while I'm here. I'm just going to clean this out just to get any debris that could be in there out. Okay. It can't hurt to have a clean rag to clean that stuff out of there. If there is anything in there. That tank is still leaking, so that means he never changed. Make sure these are cleaned off too. Got a little what you call it, sandpaper. Just gonna rough this up a little bit. Want to make it look halfway decent. This is probably the most important thing about soldering, is cleaning the pipe. The cleaner you get it, the better you're gonna get a good seal. Let me check that. Gotta always double check it. See how we look in there. This side could use a little bit more. Okay, see how that looks. This is where I usually have my assistant do all the cleaning and everything, because they could use the training.